The Fed rate decision will rock the markets this week. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. I hope that you guys are all having an amazing Sunday. Sit back, relax, and I have an article that I want to share with you that I found to be pretty informative. So I really hope that it earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And if you ever want to tune on into my live trading sessions, it's the second link in the description down below. With that being said, this article is shared by Yahoo Finance, and I think it does an absolute beautiful job of breaking down what to expect this week. So first off, it seems like economists, traders, politicians, and financial journalists have been waiting for the Federal Reserve to start cutting interest rates this week, right? September 18th is the expectation. For those that are unaware, I will be live streaming the FOMC meeting, which is when the Federal Reserve at 2 p.m. Eastern time, Wednesday, September 18th, will be announcing if they're going to be cutting interest rates and by how much. Then 30 minutes after, Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, should be going live and answering questions. And this is one thing that we have not talked about so far, and it's explained very nicely in this article. So feel free to, or make sure you pay attention to the very end. So actually, it's been 14 months, July 2023, when the Fed last boosted its key federal fund rate. So that was the last interest rate hike, and that was July of 2023. Thought that was pretty useful to understand. But more important, it's been 54 months since March 2020, since the Federal Reserve actually started cutting interest rates. And this was when the COVID pandemic erupted and basically stopped all activity. The Fed wanted to be sure that the US economy didn't seize up entirely. So again, the last time that the Federal Reserve cut interest rates was 54 months ago, March of 2020. I thought that was pretty cool to know, right? So a rate cut is probably coming on Wednesday at the end of the two-day meeting. So Wednesday, September 18th, 2 p.m. Eastern time during that FOMC rate decision, right? And then we have it on over here. The other half of Wall Street thinks that they are rooting for a half a basis point. So again, it's either going to be a quarter basis point and or a half basis point, which is with how much they're going to be cutting interest rates by. So, but the rate decision, which will be announced 2 p.m. Wednesday, may move stocks mightly. I don't know if it meant to say mightly or slightly. If the announcement doesn't move, if the announcement doesn't, two more events could actually happen. So Fed chair news conference, which should start around 2:30 p.m. And again, that is probably I'm so happy they brought this up because I totally forgot. Because again, it's been some time since the Federal Reserve actually cut or raise interest rates, right? Like they said, it's been about 14 months. But the big focus this week is not just them, Jerome Powell going live 30 minutes after the FOMC rate decision is announced, but it's also going to be looking at guidance, kind of like an earning report. Not only do we want to see what is actually reported, in this case, how much they're going to be cutting interest rates by, a quarter or a half basis points, but also looking at the data. So the release of the dot plot charts, this is basically by the gut series and guesses by the Federal Reserve on where the economy, inflation, and other interest rates are headed over the balance of the year for the few 2 or 3 years afterward. I think that's going to be very important because, again, that is what traders will want to know, that many officials are seeing rates fall and by how much. That is kind of like the way I want to summarize this entire video. What traders will want to know is how many officials see rates falling and by how much. So we want guidance on how much they expect in the next few months, in the next few years, that rates will drop by based off of their intentions of cutting interest rates and by how much. So again, it goes a little bit more into it, and then it talks about, a series of other economic events that might be happening this upcoming week. I don't see them to be as significant. The big focus for me and the big focus that I wanted to have with this video is, yes, please be aware of different economic reports, as all this economic data does influence and cause different factors to rise or drop for the overall market. But the big focus this week is Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Federal Reserve is going to be announcing the first rate cut, We want to know by how much, and we also want to know the guidance for up and coming months and years as well. And we will know that again after that report is actually released, and then 30 minutes after, Jerome Powell will be going live and answering questions from analysts. And I do plan to live stream that for free on our channel. So again, I hope to see you there Wednesday. I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. And again, we're excited to kick off the trading week tomorrow right at market open for our live trading session. Whenever you feel like you are ready to start tuning on in, especially if you feel lost in this market full of chaos, tune on in. It's the second link in the description down below. I'd love to have you there. I do want to remind you that if you plan to join LPP, you might want to join LPP now because the price will be going up by $200 once LPP 3.0 comes out. And just a quick little heads up, when LPP 3.0 comes out, even if you sign up right now for LPP 2.0, you will be grandfathered in and you get automatic access to all the updates. So there's no reason to sign up, to not sign up now, unless you just want to pay an additional $200 once the 3.0 comes out in October. So I appreciate your time. Hope that earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to leave them down below. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.